I didn't see you there. I was just admiring my base. This is my Hermitcraft base. I have spent the last year of my life building up this base in survival Minecraft and having lots of fun along the way. So far, we've spent a lot of time working on the exterior details. Even the terrain around and the village below has some details in it. However, at the moment, this base is a little lame because, well, you see, it doesn't actually have an interior. A Minecraft base with a completely empty interior is, well, it's not really much of a Minecraft base at all, is it? Don't worry though, I've got just the thing. I've prepared these 2 boxes and, well, these hold all of our decorations for today. As you can see, I've gone all out. I've got quite the variety here. This base interior is very large and at the moment is broken up into a lot of areas. This is our front entrance right here and our grand hall, and off of it there are several rooms. Today I'm going to focus on 4 rooms off to this right side of the build. In particular, today's goals are the dining room, the kitchen, the map room, and my favorite, and by far the most anticipated, the library. We're going to be working our way upwards, the kitchen and the dining room starting here, the map room going here, and finally the library in this grand space. I feel like I spend the most time in these rooms, so they should definitely take priority over the others. First things first, we're gonna need a lot of wooden furniture. This room is looking extraordinarily bland. It's time we spice it up. I will pull up my work boxes right there. Alright, first things first, for a dining room, obviously we're going to need a very big table. For the most part throughout this entire build, I think I'm going to be going with dark oak for the furniture, with some pops of color using warped and crimson planks. Perfect! Now my next problem. This is very dark. Nobody's going to want to eat here. It's too dark. In order to solve the darkness problem, I would like to put some lighting in the ceiling. Only problem is, those ceiling lights are going to be floor lights in this room. That's a problem for future GeminiTay. In order to add some more detail and interest to the ceiling area, I think we'll use some slabs to add some extra dimension. Yep, that's looking pretty good. My inventory is already a complete disaster. Oh gosh! Where did you come from? No, we're gonna need more lighting. For now, let's move into the kitchen area where I definitely want to have like a bunch of counters and maybe even a kitchen island sort of situation, like right here. Kitchens are a lot of work, but they all definitely need a fireplace. Like so, just back here. Yeah, this is definitely showing some promise. I like this shape, and it's given me the idea that this blank wall right here could probably also be a fireplace. Granted, I'm not exactly sure how much this makes sense because we don't have any chimneys on the exterior, but we're just gonna have to use our imagination. There we go, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to want some shelving around here, and for that, we'll use some quartz. And just plop some barrels in. Yeah, that's starting to look like a kitchen. I feel like when I'm building these interiors, I just never have enough wood. Like, I need so much. I need so much of everything. Like, I see people do this frequently, but I really want to try using these beehives that I crafted to actually make it look like cabinets, if that makes sense. And we could just add some fancy, like, shelving look along here to kind of tie it all in. And then just maybe a couple of buttons. I think I would really like a pumpkin from our pumpkin patches over here to put in the kitchen. We'll put this in the corners where I don't really know where to put anything else. It's not cheating. It's a decorative style. Okay, now for the rest of the decorations. We'll put a little sink over here. And then a bunch of pickles. Who doesn't like pickles in a kitchen? Tie in some of the warped wood. And brewing stands, of course, aka Minecraft coffee machines. I don't really know why, but I just feel like some roots would look okay in here. I filled my inventory with some more absolute chaos because I think this kitchen needs a lot more details, and I keep coming up with so many ideas. For example, I thought maybe over here, instead of all of this nonsense, we'll just put some of that away for a moment. And instead, we'll turn this into sort of a herb garden for the kitchen. Of course, we're gonna want some displays for some of the meat that's cooking. Golden apple, of course, for a flex. And you know what? This doorway is also a little weird. It could use some details. Soup. obviously. Now this is a chaotic little elven kitchen if I've ever seen one. Maybe we should remove some of these floor torches though. Alright, I think that about does it for the kitchen. So now we get to move on to the dining room, which only really needs a couple of things, I think. Like, for example, maybe a carpet right here would do something. Yeah, it's kind of cute. It's kind of just like a little runner between the hallway out there and the kitchen in here, which I like. Also gonna definitely want to fix up all of this trim along here. And you know what? Maybe some little like side cabinets. I don't know. I have these in my dining room with like some cups on them. They're cute. Paintings. A good dining room always needs a bunch of paintings. Maybe at this point I'm overusing it already, but I think another brewing stand would probably look pretty good, as well as some pickles and candles. You know what? I think a bookshelf right here could actually look pretty cool. Now all I gotta do is remove the torches. That's definitely made it very moody in here. Let's light the candles. I really like separating doorways out like this. I feel like this just ties everything together so much better. And speaking of tying it all together, to stick on theme, this area in here is gonna be our pantry. Quick prismarine ceiling. Luckily, pantries should be pretty easy to construct. Just a couple of details like so. Maybe a hanging root or two. Just adding a bunch of little storagey details around, and then the star of the show will be the campfire, because this can have actual meat on it. Oh, and we're gonna need some lighting. Honestly, I think a hidden torch will probably do the trick in here. Alright, with that, the second layer is complete. We have a dining room, a pantry, and a kitchen, and it's totally a dream. I mean, I could just picture myself coming in here, cooking a pot of soup, and serving it to my fellow hermits in the dining room out here. I've enjoyed that I've been able to keep a little bit of the elven charm and simplicity into this. Now we have to move up into the next layer. I've moved all my boxes, as you can see. This room's a map room. It's got a great view of everything going on, and it's also got a little secret up above it in that, well, that, my friends, that's the cherry tree. So I have a very special idea for this room. But first, we need some maps. I've collected up a bunch of these glow item frames and also some Ocean Explorer maps, but I also have these empty maps, and I thought that maybe we could go around the server, map a couple of random locations, and just store them in our map room. It'll be like we're collecting information about everything going on the server. So I did a little trip around the server, collecting maps from a couple of hermit bases and also some areas around spawn. Hopefully I'll be able to collect even more in the future, but for now I didn't want to spoil anyone's bases, and whenever I visit them in the future, it'll give me something to do if I take a little map with me. Think of it as a little elven side quest. After mapping the server for a little while, I decided it was time to come back and finally map my area. I was going to need some extra supplies for this, and I was also a little disappointed that the map doesn't look pink. Regardless of that though, this map is going to make a fine centerpiece. With the first rooms complete and some maps collected, it's now time for me to move upstairs, where the rooms are going to get a lot more intricate. I'm gonna need a lot of blocks for this. And I have a really cool idea for this one. Because our tree is all the way up there, I thought that it would be cool if we bring some tree into the map room. And we build a table in the center here that looks like it's been carved from the roots of the cherry tree. You're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit, but I'm gonna try to pull it off. Let's start by getting a basic table in place. I want the map to have a really cool spot in the center here, so we'll surround it by some trapdoors. And slowly, let's just bring all of these up. Of course, for the lighting problem, we're just gonna cover it in some chairs. Might be lazy, but it's certainly effective. I think these chairs will add a good little pop of color around the place. And just like that, we've got a tree root table with our map right in the middle. I really like this. It really pulls in that fantasy theme and adds something unique to the room. And speaking of the room, I guess it's time to decorate it. This might be the coolest map room I have ever designed. I really like it. Well, there's just one more room for us to tackle today, and it's a big one. This is our grand finale for the episode, possibly the biggest room and most anticipated room in this entire mega build. This is going to be the library and also our enchanting room. It's also the area where we connect to our bridge to get to our mob spawner, so it's a really important room for us to pass through. Libraries are a lot of fun to design, but they've also been done a lot already, so I want to add some features to this to hopefully make it unique and my own. First things first though, that empty space right there, that's actually a balcony. You can't tell that it's a balcony because, well, I've never actually finished it. You can't walk here. And so I suppose that's the first thing we ought to fix. I feel like a staircase up to it is like the bare minimum of things that we need. Okay, step one, have a really cool balcony in my library, complete. Now, in order to make this staircase seem structurally sound, we're gonna need to put in some actual support beams and probably some railing. The railing would be blue. Yep, that's definitely a staircase. I guess the next most obvious thing to do would be to plan out where everything is going to go. I know that I want a table to kind of fill up the space right here. I also do know that we at this point have a lot of tables, but listen, humans like gathering in spots and sitting, and the library is a nice spot to sit. I also think we can have some nooks with desks around, like maybe there, maybe under the stairs here would be cute, and in here, I think we should absolutely do an enchanting room. An enchanting table right here, and then just enough bookshelves around to make that be activated. It's a good plan. Now I just gotta, do it. I think we'll start here with the table in the center area. This was one of my favorite parts of the library in my university. I absolutely loved when they had these big study tables that everybody could sit at and collaborate on projects. There's just something nice about a big long table. And of course, a nice soft fluffy runner in the center of it. And well, this is a library, so I suppose we'll end up surrounding these walls in a lot of books. Actually, I think most of the walls will probably be books. Like, honestly, probably all of the walls. Okay, I'll admit this is definitely starting to look more like a library, although a very bland library. This room is extremely tall, and if we want it to come together, we're going to have to start working from the top down as well as from the bottom up. We'll meet in the middle, so to say. In order to do that, I think it's time to work on some of our ceiling decals, which is going to involve some lighting and also a bunch of quartz. Working with ceilings is honestly probably one of the most painful things about building in Minecraft. I mean, scaffolding is great, but it really just doesn't do it, does it? Chandeliers in Minecraft are always so awkward to build. I never quite know what to do with them. Alright, I'll admit it's a little weird, but I think it does the trick. I mean, it's high enough up that you can't really get a good look at it unless you're on the balcony, and even then, it really doesn't look that bad. The ceiling lighting definitely helps to open up the room, however, but now it looks very grand and not all that cozy. So we gotta bring the warmth back in the form of a fireplace. Here, yes. This looks like a good wall right here that's kind of big and blank enough to have a nice warm fireplace, so this will be where we put one. Oh, maybe it'll just be like a tiny one. Yeah, this could totally work, right? Just put that right there, and then maybe... Right, so it might not be the most realistic, but it's a fantasy elven palace, so I think I'm gonna get away with it. Now, I suppose it's time for the finishing touches, huh? this room is nearly complete. There's a few things that are missing. One of those things is paintings. I actually want to hang a bunch of paintings in here because I think artwork and libraries go hand in hand. So we're gonna pretend that, oh, no, not the same one, different one. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna pretend that these are like handmade artwork by somebody, but we're just gonna use Minecraft paintings. I'm gonna try to space everything out appropriately. Hopefully this will end up looking like a big gallery wall. Yeah, that definitely fills in the space. Now let's do a couple of more up here. Okay, the walls are now looking fabulous. I did run out of bookshelves, so there's a few spots where bookshelves could maybe go where there aren't any right now. However, one thing we are definitely missing that we do need is an enchanting table right there. I've actually never moved my enchanting table to this base, which means I haven't enchanted anything since the first 3 episodes. Books are just so OP, I end up using an anvil to enchant everything. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have an enchanting table magically in our library. So let's grab some extra rockets and head to spawn to collect it. Here we are, home sweet home in the little starter base. Oh, I love this little grove. We haven't been here in so long, since the beginning episodes, but this place is still just as cozy as ever. I do have a bunch of stuff left behind in here, including some axolotls. I'm so sorry, axolotls. I will take you home. We have a new home now. I'm gonna leave most of this stuff here, but down below the tree, we actually have our enchanting setup. Come on, enchanting setup. I think it's time for you to come home with me. Oh, and I'll take that as well. Look how cool this balcony looks flying into it now compared to the beginning of the episode. Oh, what a difference. I love it. Enchanting table. There we go. And the enchanting table gives off a slight glow, which is perfect. And then, of course, we'll need to hang a grindstone and also place a chest, which can hold our books. And for the Spore Blossom, I think I'm actually going to put this in the map room. It feels like it would fit a lot better in here. Like, maybe just right here? Alright, I may have turned on shaders for the final look because I just couldn't resist. But look at this space. Oh, it's so cozy. I love that I get to live here. Everything that we've done today really just came out so special, and it really brings this entire space together. This space looks lived in now. I'm so excited to do the rest of the rooms, but for now, I think it's time to invite some friends over for some soup. Not that I have an interior after all.
Hi, how you doing? You're looking really shiny today. Look at that netherite.
Hello.
Gem doesn't have nether. Oh,
I have soup. There you go.
soup! Thank you, Gem.
Soup. Gem, why is
Yay!
this red?
Oh, I
One of
like
our
mushrooms.
enemies?
What are we building next?
Oh, I want to build the thing where my base comes out into your base. Can we do that?
True. Yeah, Pearl, we need a
I
bridge.
want to build a bridge and
Fun.
get over it.
That'd be
And
fun.
Pearl is gonna take the googly eyes off my statues.
Oh yeah, why do you have
Pearl?
mustaches?
I want to add more googly eyes.
Don't you dare! I'm gonna. You
Googly
better
eyes are
wait.
lovely.
You better. You like your little alien garden?
Yeah.
Wait and
No
see. I
fighting at
got
my dining room
plans.
table. No fighting at my dining room table.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.